creatively cruel to their younger brothers. My older sister was to me. When I was younger, she would always think of different creative ways she could fuck my life up, right? Like, I went an entire year thinking that I was adopted. And that wasn't the worst part. It was the year-long relationship I had with my cousin that was that was really bad, because I'll tell you guys, incest is a smell you can't wash off. Could I get a beer, please? I always have to have a drink after I say that because it hurts so bad. I got her back though. I got my sister back. She had this cat back then that was Mr. Fluffy or whatever the hell its little name was. And she came home from school one day. She comes over to me. Oh, thank you. She came home from school one day and she comes over to my bedroom. She's like, "Greg, have you seen Fluffy anywhere?" I'm like, "Yeah, Fluffy's dead." Alright, we know the cycle on this one. Don't worry guys, I didn't kill the cat, okay? The speeding truck did. I just left the front door open. The cat always got out. I think she told that cat it was adopted too. I don't know. I'm a big guy, and there's something that smaller people might not really understand about bigger people. Every day is a constant struggle between your heart and your brain. Let me explain this to you guys real quick. I went to McDonald's yesterday. And when I go to McDonald's, I always use the drive-thru because I think walking in is counterproductive to why I'm even there. And I don't like to do anything half-assed, right? So I'm sitting in line in the drive-thru and I'm looking through the menu board like I don't have it memorized already, right? And I see their pies are $2 for $1. And that gets me thinking a little bit, like, how bad is the shit they put into those little apple pies that they can sell those things for 50 cents a piece? Because you can go to any corner store like 7-Eleven or something and you can get their little pies, and those things are 80 cents a piece and they taste like shit. But they're still 80 cents a piece, right? McDonald's is selling these for 50 cents. And as soon as I realized this, my heart is like, yes, Greg's figured it out. We're not having any clogged arteries today. But my brain's like, 2 for 1's a pretty good fucking deal. So I left with 4 apple pies. I have that same problem when I walk into corner stores. First of all, when you go into 7-Eleven, as you know, and you're a bigger guy, the guy that owns that or working the counter looks at you like he just won the fucking lottery. Okay? I went in there after work the other day, and it was about 4 or 5 o'clock or whatever, and they have those hot dogs and shit that they cook on their little roller. And I'm a little bit hungry because it's after work, like I said, it's right around dinner time, first dinner time for me. And I walk over and I'm looking at these hot dogs. And they have the time that says when they put them in and everything, right? It says that they were there at noon. So I'm looking at my watch, I'm like, God, let's see, noon. It's about 4, that's 1, 2, it's 4 hours. Like, seriously debating it, right? Because I mean, I know they're pretty bad at that point, 4 hours old. The guy sees this happening. He comes over to me, he's like, "Oh, the hot dogs are going to be 2 for $1. He has, I don't know the accent, sorry, I'm horrible at that. He's at 8, whatever. So he tells me that he's lowering the price of them, is basically what he's getting at. He's going to give them to me for 2 for $1, right? Or whatever it was. And the same thought process goes through my mind that, like, when I was at McDonald's, like, 2 for 1's a pretty good fucking deal. That had somewhere else it was going, but I kind of lost it because I started thinking about hot dogs. So I apologize, guys. I didn't eat second dinner tonight before I came out. I put this new app on my phone called Foursquare. You guys familiar with that app? Foursquare in your smartphone. You can check into places. They give you awards and shit like that for doing it. Like different businesses will give you 50 cents off or whatever. Foursquare is the ultimate stalker app. I just want to let you guys know that. I put it on my phone so I can find out where my crush is at all times and pretend that I'm at that place with her. It's like I pull out my phone, I'm going through, I'm looking at it, I'm like, oh, she just checked into Taco Bell. Wonder if she's getting tacos. That's the Taco Bell right by my house. And you guys want to be friends on Foursquare whenever you get that on your phone? I'm looking for... That hurts me to say. God. My girlfriend likes... you guys probably all use Facebook, I'm sure. You ever had your girlfriend, this is for the guys more specifically, argue with you on Facebook when you guys are in the same fucking room together? The future is now, you guys. My girlfriend does this to me all the time. The other day, I get home and I'm sitting in the chair and she's sitting on the couch and she is literally 5 feet away from me, okay? And I see her pull out her cell phone and start writing into it. I'm like, okay, well, you know, there's only one thing when she's typing, you know, she must be on Facebook is what I'm thinking, right? So I pull out my phone, I look, and sure enough, you know, there's a new status from her that says, oh my God, he used the bathroom again and he forgot to spray the spray. And I'm reading this, I'm thinking, really? Like, really? Like, you're fine, you could have whispered this to me. And we could have dealt with it then. Instead, you had to put me on blast over Facebook like this over some shit. So I'm like, all right, so this is how this game's playing. So I have my phone, I'm like, let's put a comment to this, right? So I comment for her, I'm like, maybe if you learned how to cook a little bit better, my shit wouldn't stink so bad. I'm just saying what all guys here are thinking. That's what I do. This mic stand has me all fucking confused. Sorry. Fail. So, I got an advance copy of The Avengers, and I watched it the other night at my house. And me and my girlfriend, we have kids. We don't really get to a lot of time where it can just be the two of us. So when these kinds of things happen, you know, after the girls are in bed and stuff, we really have a tendency to appreciate that kind of thing. So I was excited that we could watch Avengers before it got released out on a DVD and everything. And I'm excited to be there with her to watch this. And she was just really excited to be there with Thor. The first time we saw we saw Avengers, we saw it in the theaters in 3D. It was the first 3D movie that we had ever seen. And 3D movies, like Thor's a god. Okay, if any of you guys who aren't familiar with Avengers, he can pretty much do anything. And when we saw this, that includes my girlfriend in the 3D movie theater. I can't really fault her too much about that one though, because Thor is a good-looking guy. And when we were there in the theater watching this, I actually found myself putting a hole in the bottom of my own popcorn bag during his scenes. That's not too bad. I like superheroes. Superheroes have been around since I was little. My favorite one is Superman, because he's the first one that I remember, his first superhero. And when I was younger, I couldn't help but think, I was like, God, it would be awesome to be just like Superman. So I'd go around pretending, you know, to be Superman. And I'm thinking about this as I'm sitting on the roof of the house. I'm like, man, how awesome would it be to just be Superman, right? So then I start thinking like, man, but you know what though? Ninja Turtles are pretty fucking cool too. But I had already jumped. So it was kind of a tough landing. I guess it probably would be anyways because I'm not Superman. I don't really know where that was going either. When I got to the bottom, when I hit the ground, my mom came out, I was kind of hurting. She's like, Gregory, you're 19 years old. What are you doing still jumping off my roof? When are you going to move out? So like I had said earlier, how many guys out there are drinking? Guys out here drinking?
Yeah.
I think too, it's never too early to start drinking. Because drunk babies are hilarious. And Dad doesn't like to drink alone. I have two beautiful daughters. I love them to death, and my oldest one she's 5 years old, and she's actually my stepdaughter. Any of you guys out there that are step parents can relate to this. When you're a step parent, going into it's kind of like you get somebody else's Build-A-Bear, okay? Because in your mind you create this picture that you're going to get the one that's dressed like a doctor, and when you squeeze their hand, it says, I'm going to work my way through college. But in reality, you get one that's wearing a crash helmet. When you squeeze their hand, it's like, watch me lick my own elbow. Me and her mom have been together for 4 years, and she's 5 years old. And I remember the first time that she had come up to me and told me that she loved me. She comes running over to me. So I get down, I see her coming or whatever. She comes over to me to give me a hug. She comes up, she's like, Daddy, I love you. So I'm like, oh, that's nice. So I hug her back. I'm like, oh, sweetheart, I'm not your daddy. It's a horrible second birthday for her. You think her mom would be a sure thing, seeing she has a kid already, until you drop a bomb like that and you're sleeping on the couch. Something I'll never get used to being a parent is hiding to eat candy in my own house. Because it's the weirdest thing. My daughters, they can be sitting in the room next to me, and I can tell her, hey, go clean your bedroom. And she looks up at me and she says, what? So I have to say, go clean your bedroom. And she's like, oh, you didn't have to yell. She goes to clean her room. Yet I could be in my kitchen and she's across the house in her bedroom, and I go and I rip open a fucking Reese's Pieces, and she hears that shit from across the house and comes running. Is like, Dad, do you have candy? So I have to run my microwave in my own house whenever I open up candy. I will never get used to that. I feel like I'm a Jew in Auschwitz or something when I'm fucking doing this, because the way I have to hide with this shit, right? And something else that she does is she is loud as fuck. Because she's 5, she plays, and when her sister is napping, she doesn't care. She'll just play with all of her toys, whatever. Until it's the middle of the night, and she found my candy stash. Because we have hardwood floors and they creak, it's an older house, but she can go over those things like a fucking samurai. And she has to walk past my bedroom just to get into the kitchen, and I don't even ever hear her or know that this happens unless she's already in there and doesn't run the microwave or something. Because I hear that shit too, I'm not going to lie, I can hear it from... And then I'm wondering, why is the microwave running at 2 o'clock in the morning? So I get out of bed to go check, and I'm going to just add this in there too. Kids have a way of being completely fucking invisible. Because I come out of the room to go check, and all the lights are off on the house, whatever, and I start walking towards the kitchen, and she melts out of the shadows like the Grudge on me. Okay, like I walk past, and I'm thinking I'm alone, and I hear some weird shit to my left, and I turn and look, and she's just fucking standing there already, and she's like, "Hi, Daddy." I'm like, "What the fuck are you doing up this late?" And she's just like, "I don't know," starts crab walking or whatever. It's so fucking weird. I got laid off of my job about a month ago. And so now, since it's a month, I'm at that point where when you lose your job, your days start kind of running together. Forget what day it is exactly, Monday, because you don't have anything to do during the day. So this happened to me the other day. My daughter comes over and she, wakes me up. She's like, "Daddy, Daddy, wake up." I'm sitting there rubbing my eyes. I'm like, "Sweetheart, you're not supposed to come into Daddy's bedroom." She's like, "Dad, you're in my swimming pool." So as I'm watching this little hot dog float in front of me, right? I'm thinking to myself, man, I've pretty much hit rock bottom. Then I'm eating this hot dog and I'm like, fuck, I need a job. Like I had mentioned earlier, I'm kind of a big guy. I try to lose weight because I want to be able to keep up with my daughters as they get older. I don't want to, I don't want them to, I don't want to be out of energy all the time when they're trying to do their run around thing, cheerleading or whatever it is that they do when they get older. So I tried jogging, running, whatever, and that lasted me about a block and a half. And then I was like, God, you know what? I don't need the Choco Taco that bad. Because Ice Cream Man is just going to circle back around. My time almost up? Alright, I got a couple more of you guys. I watch a lot of porn. Now, I watch it on my laptop because it's free. And whenever I'm watching porn, I keep a separate tab open to the movie The Notebook. Just in case my girl comes in and starts to catch me, I can explain the tears to her. I cry when I masturbate. That's what I'm trying to say. You say good. Okay, this last one. I saw on the news the other day, United Airlines is reducing their seat size from 18 inches to 17 inches. And that's forcing all plus-size Americans to take a stand. That one never works in Tacoma either. Thank you guys, you've been a great audience. I'm Greg Baldonado.